Today we'll start series motor, and this class is important for 5th sem diploma electrical students. So we will continue with series motor. The variation of flux can be brought out by any of the following methods. So we have to vary the flux as we have discussed in our previous class. By variation of the flux we can control the speed. So we can vary this flux by any of the methods. So first method which we will discuss here is field diverters. By the help of diverters, a variable resistance R is connected in parallel with the series field as in the diagram. So let us first have a look to the diagram 2.29. So yes, this is the diagram. So we have the diverter. So students, this diverter is connected so as to vary the amount of flux in the coil. Now let me show you the field diverter also. So this is the field diverter, this one. So now this field diverter, this field diverter is connected across the field. Now its effect is that it diverts the path of the line current. A part of this current flows through the diverter and the current flows through the series field winding is reduced. Consequently, the speed of the motor is increased. Now, students, by diverting the current, we here increases the speed. The speed of the motor is thus increased. In a tapped field control, what happens is in the motor the number of turns of the series field winding can be changed. So by changing the number of series field winding by short circuiting a part of it, since flux produced by the winding depends upon the armature turns, uh, armature turns, as the number of turns are reduced, therefore the speed of the motor is reduced. So here by changing the number of turns we are controlling the speed. The next method is armature control method, which is quite often performed by to control the speed. In this armature control method, the speed below the normal can be obtained. Actually students, the rated speed, if we wish to the speeds, or we have to achieve the speed below the rated speed, we have to uh, we have to conduct armature control method. By this method the speed can be reduced from the rated value. Now in this method, this is the speed below the normal can be obtained by inserting external resistances in the armature circuit. As the name suggests, armature control, that means we have to insert resistances in armature. This can be employed in three types of DC motors. So what are they? Shunt motors. In shunt motor, flux is constant when applied terminal voltage and shunt field resistance are constant. Therefore, speed of motor is directly proportional to induced EMF. The value of E depends upon the drop in the armature current. So its value depends upon the drop in the armature circuit. When a variable resistance is connected in series with the armature, as in the diagram, the induced EMF is reduced and hence the speed. The decrease in speed depends upon the value of the resistance. This method is neither economical nor efficient, as a large amount of power is wasted in the control circuit. So the amount of wastage of power is more, so this is quite not used regularly. Now in series motor, in this case also a resistance is connected in series with the armature, as in the diagram 2.32. Let us have a look to the diagram 2.32. So this is series motor. So in this series motor, as you can see, there is a resistance connected in series, and this due to this resistance there is a variation of current. As a result, flux also changes. So our main motto is to change the amount of flux so as that the speed can be governed. So if the current drawn by the motor is constant, then flux is constant, and the speed depends upon the induced EMF, that is E. With the addition of variable resistance, induced EMF reduces and hence the speed. By changing the resistance, the speed below normal can be obtained, but this method is not economical. So here also this method is not economical due to wastage of power in the control circuit. Now we will discuss about these AC motors. It is the broad sense, it is difficult and convenient to get variable speed from AC motors. So conveniently, students, we all know that by using DC motors only we can control the speed very accurately. So while using AC motors, this precision is not achieved. As a result, there is a sort of thinking in everybody's mind that by using AC motor, speed control cannot be achieved. Now let us see whether these motors can perform speed variation or not. It is difficult and inconvenient to get variable speed from AC motors. Synchronous motor is a constant speed motor which runs only at one speed. So we all know that synchronous motor runs either at synchronous speed or not at all. So AC commutator motors can be run at variable speeds by either applying a variable voltage or by the movement of brushes around the commutator. In single phase AC motors, the speed can be controlled by voltage variation from a transformer. So in case of a single phase AC motors, the speed can be controlled by varying the voltage from a variable transformer or by variation from transformer. Transformer tappings gives wide variation of speed between 0 and maximum. In three-phase AC motors, brush shifting method is most suitable for speed control. So in case of three-phase AC motors, by shifting the position of brushes, the speed can be controlled. So this method is quite suitable also. In repulsion motor, the speed can be varied over a wide range by brush shifting. A three-phase induction motor is practically a constant speed motor, but its speed can be varied by any one of the following methods. So what are the methods in case of three-phase, which is very vital as far as the industries are concerned, because in industries they deal with three-phase and also the motors are three-phase, so they have to govern their speed, they have to control their speed. So what are the methods? Frequency control. So students, as from the relation we know n is equal to 120 f by p into 1 minus s rpm. So rpm will give you in 120 f by p into 1 minus s rpm. What is s here? It is the slip. Now yes, so in this table you can find you can see the utilization of electric power, load characteristics, type of industrial equipment, suitable DC motor, suitable AC motors. So column wise the data has been given. So let us read it out. The first one, low torque, nearly constant speed. Type of industrial or industry equipment is vacuum cleaner, because vacuum cleaner do not need high torque, it just needs a low torque nearly in constant speed. So the suitable motors here is universal motor. Suitable AC motors, single phase universal motor for constant load, capacitor start, capacitor start, single phase